Ever wondered why we hide our sadness, believing that no one cares? It's a question that resonates with many, and the answer is often more complex than we'd like to admit. Our world is caught in a whirlpool of perpetual positivity, a societal pressure to always don the mask of happiness, even when the person beneath is crumbling. We're led to believe that it's more acceptable to suppress our feelings than to express them, that our despair is a burden others shouldn't have to bear. This belief stems from the notion that everyone is too consumed with their own problems to care about ours. It's a daunting thought, isn't it? That we live in a world so self-absorbed, it turns a blind eye to the pain of others. But is it truly that no one cares? Or is it our perception that's skewed? Our perception shapes our reality, doesn't it? It's a fascinating concept, truly. We often believe that others don't care, not because they've shown us they don't, but rather due to our own fear of vulnerability. Imagine you're walking into a room full of people. You're carrying an invisible box filled with all your worries, your sadness, your fears. You look around and see everyone else seemingly carefree. It's easy to think that they won't understand, that they won't care about the weight you're carrying. But the truth is, they're probably carrying their own invisible boxes too. What's stopping us from sharing our burdens then? It's fear. Fear of being vulnerable, fear of being judged, fear of being alone in our struggles. This fear often leads us to isolate ourselves, reinforcing our belief that no one cares. So, are we really alone, or are we isolating ourselves? We create walls, not bridges, when we hide our sadness. And with every brick of false cheer and pretend joy, we construct an imposing fortress around ourselves, a fortress of isolation. You see, when we mask our true emotions, we're not only deceiving those around us, we're also betraying ourselves. In this concealment, we're inadvertently pushing away those who might have offered a consoling word, a comforting hug, or a shared tear. Instead, we become prisoners in our own fortress, trapped in a cycle of loneliness that only serves to deepen our sadness. It's like we're stuck in a paradox, isn't it? We hide our sadness to avoid feeling isolated, yet by hiding, we isolate ourselves even more. It's a vicious cycle, one where the walls of our fortress grow taller and thicker with each passing day. But what if we dared to break this cycle? Can you imagine what would happen if we dared to share our sadness? If we peeled back the layers of our carefully constructed facades and allowed ourselves the freedom to feel, to express, to be vulnerable? It's a terrifying thought, isn't it? But it's also incredibly liberating. There's immense power in vulnerability, in sharing our emotions. It allows us to connect with others on a level that surface interactions can't touch. It fosters empathy, understanding, and most importantly, real connection. It's in these moments of raw authenticity that we realize we're not alone in our struggles. In a world where mental health is becoming increasingly important, sharing our emotions isn't just a personal step, it's a societal one. It's about raising awareness, fostering support, and creating a community where it's okay not to be okay. So, remember, it's not that no one cares, it's that we need to give them a chance to. Now that we understand the power of sharing, what can we do about it? Consider this: when the weight of sadness starts to press upon you, don't hesitate to share it with someone you trust. It's like sharing an umbrella during a storm. The rain might still fall, but it becomes a bit more bearable under the shared shelter. Now let's think bigger. Let's imagine a community where everyone lends an ear, a shoulder, a moment of understanding. A community that doesn't just say, hide your sadness, but instead share your feelings. We're here for you. And let's not forget about the importance of professional mental health resources. If the sadness feels too overwhelming, there's no shame in seeking help. Therapists, counselors, helplines, they're all there waiting to assist, to listen, to help carry the weight. Remember, it's okay not to be okay. Let's dare to share because someone always cares.